Welcome back to SatoshiConomy, Bitcoin and peer-to-peer financial empowerment. Hashtag love all, serve others. Will Bitcoin keep going up? To address that question, we're going to have to go a little bit deep philosophically. We're going to talk about the facts of life. We're going to talk about the facts of financial life. We'll discuss a little bit the elite. And before I go any further, I'm going to suggest that if by the end of this video you think that what I'm about to say is conspiracy, I would suggest that you're unaware of how the elite talk amongst themselves, and you're ignorant about the perspective of not the 1%, but the 1/10 of the 1%. Hey, since you clicked here, please also click on the like and subscribe button and the bell notifier. It's a way that you can show me some free love. And also check out this playlist from my YouTube channel. The playlist is entitled Orange Pill Power Vids, and I'll link this video to that playlist. So to begin with, I'm going to talk about money and greed. We're going to talk about greed, the greedy, and some of the recent events in the cryptocurrency market. But greed, what that is the love of money. We all know that. But what it causes people to do is to rationalize their behavior, to do things that they otherwise wouldn't do. You know, they lie, cheat, steal, they make secrets, they even do things that are criminal and just for the lust of money. That's a straight natural fact of life. But really that dynamic in money, and in particular with the Bitcoin and peer-to-peer financial market, it comes out also with a dynamic of suppression. Simply put, Bitcoin's price is so suppressed right now, it's not even funny. So to answer the question from the beginning of the video, absolutely, positively, beyond the shadow of a doubt, without any question whatsoever, yes, Bitcoin will keep going up. Its price is so suppressed. But to prove that, I'll bring up like 3 different people. One in particular was, say, to give you an idea of how this works. Well, Dimon, who's the CEO of JP Morgan, the largest bank in America, he came out and famously said that Bitcoin is a fraud. And then the one quote I like, I think is just hilarious. He goes, if any of my employees buy Bitcoin, I'm going to fire him. And then his daughter came out saying she's got Bitcoin. And then lo and behold, within a year or two, JP Morgan has their own digital currency. Now, I differentiate that from cryptocurrency because cryptocurrency is open source, it's open to everyone. His currency is a digital currency. It's a closed garden currency that he utilizes amidst his own bank to transfer trillions of dollars of funds, but he gets it, okay? Take the famous Warren Buffett. He came out and famously said, Bitcoin is rat poison squared. And lo and behold, he's the largest shareholder of Bank of America, which I think has the largest number of blockchain patents of any company on earth. I think it's like 83. Don't correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, so he puts up this front that he doesn't like technology, but I mean, he's deeply embedded in this and has been amidst this whole new money idea for quite a while. Let's see, who else was there? Oh, Steve Mnuchin, who's the Secretary of the Treasury in 2019, came out and said that, and I'm misquoting it a little bit, but he said that Bitcoin is largely dominated by illegal, illicit activities such as drug smuggling and human trafficking and criminal activity. When my favorite research study that I like to bring up, I'll note it right here, was put out by Masari and Chainalysis, and it beckoned upon information they got from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime that showed for every $1 of Bitcoin spent on the dark web, there's $800 spent on the dark web. So just an example to show you that Bitcoin has been intended to be suppressed by the people who knew about it first. I mean, even in the first Bitcoin meetup in Silicon Valley, they were met by police to break it up. It's just absolutely incredible. So as far as how that works into today, I'm going to bring up this notion of how the traditional financial markets have acted traditionally. The people closest to the secret, or people closest to the money, they are able to gain the most, and then or invest in an early startup at the earliest points, and they have a much greater opportunity to get those 100x gains, whereas then the institutional investors can come in, and then the accredited investors, and then the common people through, say, a 401k or other means, far after the 100x gains have already been made. And so that's the way that the traditional financial world has acted as a whole. But when Bitcoin came on the scene, it was exclusively driven by common people, investing in it. And there were attempts to, as I mentioned, to stop that, but it hasn't happened. And so with the suppression in the mainstream media about their public announcements or pronouncements, that has caused, even myself, I've got to say that I know that's why I didn't get into Bitcoin until 2015. I know I heard about it before, but it was always within the context of, I had this feeling that it was illegal or dark or criminal, because I was being told it was, really, it was always talked about or discussed in that kind of context. But once I looked into it for myself and looked at alternative sources of information, and I began to think about it for myself, I saw straight away what an incredible technology it is, because it represents a money that doesn't have the controls of a very few. Matter of fact, it's controlled by the very many, all of us who invest in it. So it's completely juxtaposed to a traditional form of money. So you can continue getting Bitcoin. It's still not too late, albeit it's not anymore the inventor or innovator phase. It's still in, I think, the early adopter phase, but I think it's getting close to the end of the early adopter phase. I think there's probably getting close to 15% of the global populace in it right now. So it's still way not too late. What has happened is, because of the way things usually work, but with Bitcoiners growing and growing and growing, right now it's over 700 billion in total market cap, Bitcoin itself, which means that it is number 5. It just went larger at 42,000 Bitcoin, which is Bitcoin's all-time high is the moment of this video. That means it's larger than Facebook. And Facebook was the 5th largest publicly held corporation in the world. Now Bitcoin is at that point. And I'll throw in a side note here. No corporation that has ever been worth 100 billion or more has ever gone bankrupt. So take that with a grain of salt. But what I'm trying to say here is that now, instead of the large money getting in, it's the small money that got in first. And the large money in 2020 really began to get in. The floodgates have opened. There's, instead of, tens of thousands and millions being put in by retail investors, now it's billions being put in. So that's the reason why we're seeing right now what is a parabolic dynamic, a parabolic rise going. This is an exceedingly rare event where a market ever goes up parabolically, but that's what's going on right now, and that is the reason why the floodgates are opening. This is going to far surpass, I think, the parabolic rise that we saw in the bull run of December 2017. So hold on to your horses. But those are some of the reasons I think will encourage you to know the reason why it is going this way and the projections as far as the near future. Good grief, we have PayPal came in one day, the day that they came on board, I believe it was in October, September or thereabouts, they instantly became the largest exchange of Bitcoin by far. Now, the Office of Controller of Currency, the OCC, not even 10 days ago said that the banks can use stablecoins as a way to operate in this business. This is absolutely massive news. This is really underrated news, that one. During 2020, the government came out and said that all savings and loans can buy, sell, and custody cryptos. I'm not sure if you're aware of that, but that's something that is boding well for the near future. Coinbase, the largest American crypto exchange, it looks like they're going to have an IPO. So it's becoming entrenched into the traditional financial world. They're going to start offering crypto indexes off of Wall Street. Just massive. We're talking trillions of dollars that's going to begin to gladly get exposure to Bitcoin and some of the high-flying altcoins that are coming up. Exchange traded funds, that they're coming on board probably in 2021. So that's enough reasons to show how, yeah, the near future is still up, and up. I appreciate it if you, again, click the notifier bell. I so appreciate your time. Hashtag love all, serve others. I wish you well. I wish you wealth. I wish you health. And until next time, peace.